Welcome everybody to a very special history lesson. I am with the one and only Sylk Smoov, pioneer out of the St. Louis Midwest. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
It's a pleasure.
No
It's a
doubt.
pleasure and a treasure.
We want to go back in time a little bit and then work our way up to 2025 to see what Sylk Smoov has going on.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So for those who may not know, where was Sylk Smoov born and raised?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
At Barnes Jewish.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're from the Lou, you know what that is.
Right.
You know.
Take us back to a day in the life, teenage years, Sylk Smoov.
Yeah. What part you want to talk about? You know?
Coming to your own, let's say 14, 15, 16.
Hip hopped out. Just everything hip hop. You know, two receivers, not two turntables, two receivers on the dresser in the bedroom, and remember the four. I don't know how old you are, but Mattel had a 4-pad beat machine. It was.
Okay.
You remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, I had one of them.
Okay.
And a couple of cassette players. You know. So I used to make mixtapes in the neighborhood. Like when I started doing it, I was more of a DJ instead of a rapper.
Okay.
So, you know, I used to make mixtapes when I was a kid in the Cleve town, you know.
Did you come from a musical family background?
No, my family, we're a construction family. Like this F-Con Construction.
Okay.
We do concrete construction. That's pretty much the background of my family, you know. Right. And well, my cousin Ray Lathan, he was a big time boxer, but he got murdered. But mainly we have our foot in construction, you know, stuff like that.
Right. Talk a little bit about some of your musical influences around that time. 14, you say you were making mixtapes. Who were you kind of looking up to at that time?
Eric B. and Rakim. Of course, LL, as you see. I still think LL the greatest rapper ever. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
What I listened to? I remember Dr. Dre when he was with the Wrecking Crew. Curtis Blow. You know, the usuals, Run DMC, you know.
Right.
But I wasn't a huge Curtis Blow fan. I was more of a Run DMC, LL, you know, all of the Def Jam artists.
Right.
You know, but we had so many I had a partner from New York named Scoop. He used to have all the old school, you know, well, back then it was new school, but he had all the New York shit. So we had a whole bunch of stuff we was listening to, you know, back then.
Right.
You know.
Right. Talk a little bit about the St. Louis scene. What were you witnessing earlier on?
Back then,
Yeah,
before I got a record deal?
Yep.
Back then it was more like it wasn't a thing to be a rapper. It wasn't like they wasn't really considering even listening to you unless you sound like somebody else, you know. It's like, you know, that's how they equate somebody that was good if they sound like, oh, he rap like LL, you know, something like that. So it was a lot of yo kidisms, as I call it. A lot of people want to change how they talk, you know. So hip hop influenced, you know, people to this day, you know, people like I see younger guys want to talk like they from Memphis, you know. But yeah, what was we talking about? I lost track.
Just earlier, you know, the St. Louis scene coming up.
Well, we were in a group called Too Hard Productions. We had a compilation, and my group was DS Ski. We had 2 songs on that compilation. You ever heard of that?
I have not.
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
But I got a few of the albums. But yeah, we had Too Hard Production. It was started by Trice. He used to run a group called RET It was like a party group. They used to throw parties all the time. They was real popular. And on the radio, of course, Cool Odie. Cool Odie was like the first mix DJ here. I remember him being on the radio at like 2 and 3 in the morning. We used to be up listening to that thing late night, you know. Right. Odie, that's why I hooked up with him, was somebody I looked up to back then, you know. And shit, I can go on for days, right. You know.